Hi everyone, it's David France doing a video today on best strategies to pick. So I get asked a lot, what strategy should I be focusing on to get financial independence or financial freedom? And there's no right answer. It's about you and your goals and what you're in this business for. You've got to be very careful which strategy you pick in this business. If you pick the wrong strategy, you can end up getting no results, you can end up getting burnt out, etc., etc. So, how to pick your strategy is dead simple. Why are you doing this business to start with? A lot of people, like myself, you want to replace your income as quickly as possible. Now, if you want to do that, and but there's a few ways to decide on this, on what your strategy is. So, what is the end game? What are you trying to do? So, if you're trying to replace your income, we know the quickest route to doing that with the least amount of risk is trading property deals to investors, and that's what I started doing, and I got very good at it. And you can sell these deals on for 3 and 5 grand a deal, nice and simple, and very very low risk. If you've got some money to invest, however, if you've got a big pot of cash, maybe 50, 100k, maybe more, then you should be investing this in property. And again, you need to get the right education, because if you put that money in the wrong properties, you're going to trap that money, tie it all up, and you're going to take you a long time before you can buy any more properties. So with the right education, you can recycle the cash, pull it back out, and mean that most property deals, you've got no money left in the deal. All right. So start with the end in mind. Think about why you're in this business to start with and what you want it to do for you. And it'll really help you get clarity on. And then the strategy comes after. Don't try and pick a strategy like the sound of serviced accommodation, HMOs, build to rent, modular housing, property development, buying land, building blocks of flats or acquiring blocks of flats, single let houses. This is all the stuff that you get overwhelmed with and bombarded with. And these are all strategies that make money, but do they make money for you? And does it make sense that you should be operating those strategies as well? Because service accommodation, let's take that for number one example, very, very time consuming. You've got to have the right systems and processes set up. Otherwise, you're going to create another job. Do you want another job or do you want freedom? This is why we come into this business, some of us. You want freedom, you want more time. And you can add some of these strategies as you go. So as you start to make money with one strategy, you can then put the money into another strategy and then another, and have these different pillars of income and multiple streams of income coming in from property. But people get the strategies wrong from the start. So think with the end in mind, think where you're starting at, and get the right education. That's the simplest way. HMOs, for example, they're also very time consuming, and not many letting agents on the high street manage those. So you've got to find the right letting agents for them. Certainly, self managing them is going to be very, very time consuming. But if you get a letting agent to do it, it's costly, eats into margins. The margins just aren't as good as everybody says. I'm not saying don't do HMOs. I'm not saying don't do service accommodation, anything like that. It's all down to your strategy and your end game, and you can make money. But you've got to enjoy what you do as well. So running some of these properties, I mean, I favour a lot of the single lets. They're very, very hassle free. A lot of my portfolio is made up of single lets, and you don't get huge amounts of cash flow from them like you would with serviced accommodation. Some of the service accommodation you can operate, you can make 800, 900, maybe more of net cash flow a month per property. That sounds great. But there's a lot of work in that. And the people who do the training on it don't tell you about the hassles you get. You get chargebacks with credit cards. You get people that have parties in there. All kinds of nonsense that goes in there in these properties, and they don't tell you about that on the courses. And I know because I've operated them, and I say I've operated them because I don't run them now, because my goals are different, and I've got different cash flow strategies and ways, such as tenant buyers. I love tenant buyers. You can put tenant buyers in a property and make a really good spread. I've done some videos in the past on tenant buyers, so go ahead and check them out. You can have a look through my videos. You'll see how we can make just as much cash flow in some cases as HMOs and service accommodation, but without all that hassle, without all the creating another job for ourselves, really. So again, like I say, I'm not saying these strategies don't work. They do work, but you've got to have the right strategies that gives you the right outcome, so the right lifestyle and what we're doing this business for, really. Okay, so have a think about it. Think of the end in mind, what you're trying to achieve, and then the strategy will determine what you go for. So don't do it the other way. Don't try and pick a strategy and then operate it, because a lot of people operate in the wrong strategy. This is why people get such poor results if they're operating the wrong strategy in property, and you can lose a lot of money if you pick the wrong strategy. So make sure you get the right education, start with the end in mind, and reverse engineer it. So if you need to replace £5,000 a month, let's get my calculator out here. So £5,000 a month of income, let's say you're making that in a job right now, and let's just take a modest £350 of net cash flow from a property. So you divide that by £350. Okay, we're not talking, if you went down the HMO and service accommodation strategy, yes, you might be able to get there a bit quicker, but you need 14 properties to replace. There you go, you can see it. 14 properties, or 14.28 to be precise. So run up to 15 properties to replace your 5k income at 350 net cash flow per property. It might sound like a lot, but with some of, like I say, with some of our strategies, we can help you speed that up. You can get half the amount of properties and just as much cash flow with some of the strategies. But again, it depends on you, how much time you're prepared to put into this business, and where your time's better spent. Because I know if I'm doing single lets, I'm getting 350 cash flow. I'm making most of my money from deal packaging. We make £3,000 to £5,000 per package deal, and then you invest that money into some more single lets, and they're all operated by letting agents, so I don't have to deal with the day-to-day hassles of blocked toilets and all that kind of hassle you get. But you don't get that much problems with single lets either. They're quite stress-free, whereas some of the other strategies can cause a lot of stress, and if you don't set up the right systems, cause a right headache for yourself and just create a job that you really don't like. So have a think about that. And like I say, if we use the £5,000 income goal to replace, that's the one of the example I've just given you was for passive income. So earning money while you're sleeping, and obviously there is some work required. It's not completely passive. But if you want to replace your income very, very quickly, because to get to 14 or 15 properties can take a while to get to that. To get to your 5k income goal, the quickest route is trading property deals. It's low risk. There's lots of deals out there. And the best part is once you start finding these deals and you've got some money set aside from the deals that you're packaging, because once you make 3 and 5k, if you're doing 2 or 3 of those a month part-time, that money soon starts to build up and you can invest it in more property for passive income. So that's the quickest route to leaving your job and replacing your income for most people that don't have massive amounts of money is deal trading. If you've got some money, then you can look at some of the other strategies and speed up your transition, and you'll get your passive income built up much quicker. So I hope this video's helped to get a bit more clarity, but start with the end in mind. Think about why you're in this business, and the strategies come later. If you want more information, or you're interested in any of our perhaps mentoring packages, then go over to www.portfoliomillionaire.com.